Many people put forth a lot of effort to care for their parents and other family members since they are important in our life. Footballers also share this quality, with players like Cristiano Ronaldo displaying their unwavering affection for their parents. But if we told you that some players don't even talk to their families, would you believe us? So, here comes the compilation of professional footballers who are said to detest their parents. Virgil van Dijk, one of the best defenders in the world right now, is the powerful Dutch center-back. You probably recall some of his incredible performances, but we are sure that you missed one element, and if you did, you thought it was unimportant. On his back, only his first name, Virgil, is written above the number 4. Why, you wonder? There is a valid reason for that. He had a big shock right before he turned 13. Ron, his father, had abandoned the family, and his mother was now in charge. Virgil decided to only put his first name on the shirt since he could not forgive his father for what he had done. Van Dijk didn't say much on the subject, but his uncle Steven explained what was going on. He stated, "The truth is, his dad was not around for so many important years, and it was his mother who was the real hero of this story." Memphis Depay, the Dutch forward that is currently playing for Atletico Madrid, also didn't want to include his family name on the jersey. During an interview, he explained why he wanted to be called Memphis. "Do not call me Depay, call me Memphis. No, I don't want to explain exactly what happened at home because I don't want to make people feel ashamed. And that's how it will remain because I've already moved on." Can you imagine what it would be like to witness your parents' divorce at the age of 4 only? You cannot imagine the effects that would have on a child. And Depay experienced exactly that. Dennis, his father, entirely abandoned Memphis and his mother. Memphis even participated in a few rap competitions to make money. That's how challenging his early years were. Only 2 options remained for him: give up or keep going and become stronger. We could see which choice he made though. Lucas and Theo Hernandez. Lucas and Theo Hernandez's mother has every right to be pleased with them. They became elite athletes while playing for Bayern Munich and AC Milan. Their father, Jean-Francois Hernandez, used to play football and was a former Atletico Madrid player. Now, you would say that the brothers had a role model, that their father and they spent hours playing football in the front of their large home in a posh area of Marseille. That sounds like a fairy tale, but we are coming back to reality. Their father left them when they were still very little, and as Lucas Hernandez explained, they hadn't heard anything about him since then. Even his existence is unknown to the brothers. Given this, their accomplishments is all the more amazing. Mario Balotelli. Mario Balotelli was one of the biggest stars of Euro 2012 in Poland and Ukraine. Mario who? We know you're wondering Mario Balotelli, but the surname Balotelli is shared by Mario's biological parents. Are you perplexed as to why he doesn't use the last name of his parents? When Mario was a little child, his parents had to place him in a foster family since they couldn't afford to cover his medical expenses. Mario initially intended to spend each weekend with his birth parents. Mario, however, ended up growing up with Silvia and Francesco Balotelli, and eventually adopted their last name because of an incident that occurred along the route. According to Mario, his birth parents left him when he was 2 years old, and the story for him ends there. Poor Mario. Now, if you think these were the most tragic stories on the list, then wait till you hear about the next players. But before we head to the next player, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, Football Plaza. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. Alexis Sanchez. One of the greatest football players in Chilean history is undoubtedly Alexis Sanchez. Alexis, who was born in Chile in 1988 and was raised in poverty, had little prospect of success. If you ask us, his first significant success in his life came a little too soon. When Alexis was only 4 years old, his father abandoned the family. Like that wasn't hard enough, his mom also couldn't afford to take care of him. Therefore, his uncle Jose adopted the boy. Even though his uncle was in a better financial situation, he simply couldn't invest in Alexis's education. Even though the odds were stacked against him, Alexis remained steadfast. All by himself, he reached the summit while washing cars on the street. There isn't much information available regarding Alexis's youth, because we rarely talk about it. Yet in one of the interviews, his brother Humberto discussed an unbelievable fact. He would get some money from the neighbors in exchange for entertaining them. He occasionally became so hungry that he knocked on neighbors' doors to request bread. They also gave him what was left over. Moreover, for fun, Alexis would also occasionally box on the street. What a story. Dele Alli. A few years ago, Dele Alli was one of the greatest athletes in the world. While he was a member of Tottenham, he played in some incredible matches. But right now, his career is faltering, and it appears that it will end in failure. A Nigerian father and a British mother gave birth to Dele Alli in England. Even though he was told that his youth would be the happiest time of his life, the reality was quite different. His father left for America when Dele was just a week old, and his mother cared for him for the first few years of his life. It's obvious why he didn't want to have the family name on his shirt. When he reached 9, his life underwent a significant turn. Dele relocated to Nigeria to live with his father, but that didn't last long, and 2 years later, he returned to England. Everything within Dele exploded when he turned 13 years old. He eventually left his parents because he could no longer stand it. Dele made the choice to live with his MK Dons teammate, whose parents agreed to look after him. According to Dele's parents, who spoke to the media, he simply doesn't want to interact with them. Heartbreaking. Emmanuel Adebayor. Emmanuel Adebayor, the most famous Tongolian to have achieved success in the sport of football. Adebayor led a very luxurious life thanks to the opportunity to play for clubs like Real Madrid, Arsenal, Tottenham, and many more. Because he just had more than enough, he made sure that his closest family members were able to share in the joys that football offered him. It seems perfect, no? It wasn't though. He purchased homes and cars for his family members, but they kept on asking for more and more. They developed a greedy mentality and began to view Emmanuel not as a person, but rather as an automatic opening piggy bank. Even worse, when Adebayor told his mother that she was now a grandmother, instead of being ecstatic, she simply hung up the phone. It was rather harsh on Adebayor. He severed all ties with his family, stopping all communication with them, including calls and visits. Who can blame him? Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Ainsley Maitland-Niles was once a tremendous talent at Arsenal's youth academy and later developed into a respectable wing defender in the Premier League. Ainsley was born in England in 1997. Little is known about his father and the circumstances surrounding how he and his brother were raised by solely his mother, Jewel. Up until March 2015, their relationship was perfect. At the Arsenal training facility, Jewel and the staff got into a heated fight over the future of her son playing for the team. The cops had to respond as well. Can you imagine that? Ainsley did nothing to stop it. He appeared to have forgotten the occurrence. In August 2016, he even paid for his mother to take a trip to Australia. When Jewel returned home, she discovered that everything had altered radically. Ainsley and his brother walked out of the house without telling his mother and ceased communicating with her. In the years that followed, Ainsley's mother faced some challenging circumstances. She even lost her home. Ainsley and his brother didn't say much about this, but their mom wasn't silent as she said, "My son Ainsley could buy me a flat with 2 weeks or 2 months' wages, but the money's gone to his head, and I'm in this position." So we can say that these players had almost 0% chance of making it to the top. However, they fought against all odds and showed that nothing is impossible. So what do you think about these players hating their families? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, Football Plaza. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. And if you want to watch a video on 10 most disrespectful celebrations in football, then click the video on your left. And thank you for watching.